Alrighty, we have a box here that's for a ceiling fan, and we're going to take this porcelain light fixture off, and we're going to put a nice light up here. Taps off. You can see when they hook this up, the wire is so loose in there. And they had cut the ground wire off too, which is no good. So you take this out of this box here. As you can see, there's no screw holes in this box, so I'll show you what is done with that. You'll see that these two nuts up here are both sticking out. When we took this down, this box was not grounded, so we're going to strip our wires back. We're going to clean off our debris here. Here in the country I was born, and your white is neutral. Strip it right over here. Black is live. And your bare wire, the green wire is the ground. Up here. And we're just putting about a 1/4 of an inch of a jacket here. We're going to screw up long enough so we get our wire to come up to it. So bend it up like this. screw here. I'll take my pliers here and I'll close that loop that goes your screw turns like that here. We have our box rounded now. You see these two bolts here, and this hole in the middle here. There's a little nut up here we have to put that bolt into. It's an 832 nut, so we'll stick it our wire back up in here. And there's the two holes we're going to be going through. Right here and here. Those are the two holes we're going to be going through. So come up here like this. Get that one there. And we'll put this nut up here in the post here. I do not drive or be easier, but I don't, so I'll be thankful for the pliers I have. And just put it up here nice and slow. Nice and tight to the bracket that's in the ceiling there. Make sure it's up there nice and tight. Okay, so we have our conductors here, black is live, white is neutral, the bare wires are ground. This is our bracket that holds the light fixture here. And we're going to put it onto our box like this. So we'll put our 832 or 1032 nuts on these. Since there's no screw holes in this box, the bolts come down through the box. We're going to bolt this bracket to the box. And I bring these screws down to catch our light fixture and we put it in. Okay, so now we have another ground screw up here. So we're going to have to open this ground screw out. Bring our ground wire around it. Here's our loop, the direction our screw turns. I can shorten these wires up because they're a little long. We're going to use some lever connectors here for our live and our neutral, so we're going to straighten this a little longer here. You can put up to 3 wires in here, so we're going to use 2 for, doesn't matter which 2 we use. Leave it on here, make sure insulation goes up into the plastic and your copper comes down to the end. Close it. Make sure our copper comes to the end and our insulation goes into the plastic. Close it. So these wires we're going to be hooking these 2 wires to this wire here, so it's not too much in the wire nut here. Strip bar, wire, strip it nice and long here. Strip it nice and long so we have a lot of wire to make a good connection. So we'll take our black wires, we'll get our insulation even at the bottom like this here. Now wrap all this stranded wire around our wires here so everything's all together in there. Take a yellow wire nut, put it on here, make sure insulation goes up into the bottom of the wire nut there. See how nice the insulation goes up in there? And everything's inside and protected. Now we'll take our white wire, we'll wrap all our strands around the two wires here, get them all together, make sure insulation's even down here and our copper's even up here. And we'll put our wire nut on and make sure our insulation is going up into the bottom of that wire nut there. And now we can take our other ends here. We'll put our ground wire. I can take, okay, this is tinned on the end here. So I can take our ground wire, put it in here, push it in like that, close our little tab like that, open our other tab, and we'll get it up on our ground wire up here in our box. Push it in, make sure our copper is coming down to the bottom. Now we'll get our blacks and white hooked up. So we'll tin our wires, strip our wires here. I'll take off about 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so we'll get our strands all twisted together so it's nice and tight here. And open up our lever here. And we put our lever into the connector there, make sure our insulation doesn't get pinched in the contact, which is a little short, so I'm going to strip it a little longer here. And then we'll retwist our strands so they're all together really nice and tight. Twist our strands together so they're all nice and tight here. Like that. And bring our black one up. Put it in very carefully so all the strands go in. And see our plastic is up in, our insulation's up into the plastic and our copper is down here on the end. So we'll do the same with our white wire. Open this cover up. Put it in. Make sure our copper is down at the bottom. There's our lever. And we'll just turn it here and look and make sure our insulation is up in all the way when we run it. Now we can put our wires up into our box here. Here without any stress on them. And fold it down right up in here like this. sure that nothing stayed snapped down all the way. Okay, everything's all snapped in. So now we put our fixture up here onto our box. There's our screws in. So one here. And the other one is over here somewhere. And those are good. Take our Phillips screwdriver, we can tighten our screws up. Okay, so our light is nice and snug to our ceiling here. And now we can put our bulbs in. These are LED bulbs, so they use less electricity and they're not as hot. So we put them in. Put the cover on here like this. And we're going to turn the light switch on. Alrighty, so that is how to install a ceiling light to a ceiling fan box with bolts rather than using the standard screws that come with the light fixture piece. Thanks for watching.